Imagine a man who's so centered in his being, who knows vibrationally what he needs, and builds a relationship, builds a business with a woman, and is comfortable to lean in and let the woman take some of the burden, including the financial,
Absolutely.
while he drives the creative.
Absolutely.
Imagine the power it gives that business
Absolutely.
and the respect and the elevation they both get.
Yes.
And when they show up together, the authenticity the outsiders see and the ability to command investment.
Yep.
This works in business, not just in personal.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Marquise Martin Hayes, and I have the privilege of sharing the moment with my great friend, Dr. Kas Henry, as we bring you the man space conversations that are designed to empower men to fully show up in who they are and also live a life that's more fulfilled with depth and with broadness. And for today's topic, we're going to talk about the role of female allies in empowering men. I'd like to start with the notion of this. I know that the Western world, which most of our audience will be from the Western world, we've been given these ideologies. For a moment, take those ideologies and lay them down. Assume that those ideologies may not work in where this conversation is going to go. And if you live by those solely, you might miss some nuggets and things that can open you up. Now that that's said, let's dig in. Women are the gateway into this realm. How in the world can they not be our best ally? As a matter of fact, they know us best because they were the ones who harbored, nurtured, fed us, and gave us everything that we need upon our entrance. They are the gateway. They are, by law, by universal law, our access to this world. And what I have learned about myself through the love, nurturing, and I don't necessarily mean sexually, but intimate love and connection through women about who I am as a man has only added value. And today we're going to talk about this because in the Western world, bringing that back in, there's been this competition thing. There's been this back and forth. Well, men need to do this, or toxic men that, and women that. All the while, we're both being played for the upper hand of those who just want to separate and divide for their own greed. So, on our topic today, approach it from the mindset of what am I missing by not allowing women to be instrumental in my life or thinking that I have an advantage over them that they don't have with me. Dr. Kaz, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you, Marquise. I am so thrilled that we are building this as a next rung on the ladder as we come off the last topic on what makes a modern man successful and the need for a man to show up in his being.
Mhm.
So, jumping off of that, I love how you set this up. Every male who comes into this world came through the womb of a woman, including Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Even Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit needed the womb of a woman. And the woman is the conduit. She is the creator of the human life.
Mm.
It doesn't matter what people believe. The reality is the woman is the creator of human life. She's the one who brings life into this world. So when we start there, there is that nurturing naturally, but that nurturing also comes with the societal preconditioning. And the same woman who gives birth to a son and a daughter raises them differently because she believes she has to raise a son to man up in this world, and she has to raise her daughter to be that feminine good girl. In the end, we don't end up serving either our son or our daughter because both of which are flawed expectations that were set up by the power structure for command and control. So when a modern man who's anchored in his state of being now steps into community, then he, through his vibrational presence, can identify who are the women I need to surround myself with for my allyship,
Mhm.
and still keeping the non-performative thoughts in mind, because the Western world has continued to challenge me the 30 years I've been here, that a man and a woman cannot be friends unless the man is secretly harboring that one day she's going to turn to him. You and I have been friends for a long time. I have male friends from the other part of the world for more than 35 years. When I go home, I stay with them and their families. This is not an issue in my part of the world. But I really want men to hear this clearly and the women to accept the fact that not everything about relationships are performative. If we start with the idea of being there for ourselves and for those in our authentic sphere of influence, that's where true allyship is made. We don't need to do anything for the other, just being there. When somebody is having a bad day, just sit with them and allow them to go through what they're going through. A, without judgment, B, without preaching to them.
Mhm. Mhm. Good. Yes, I remember now that we're starting to dive deeper into that around the non-performative. One of the things that I learned many years ago is a good friend of mine. She's gorgeous. We have great energy together, just spectacular. And one day I thought, okay, hold on. This kind of chemistry, surely I need to date her. Maybe this is something. And when I approached her and said, hey, listen, why don't we date? Her response was, Keys, we can't. She goes, like, I love you, you love me, like we're awesome. We should be attracted to each other because we're great humans. And great humans should be attracted to one another. But that does not equate a dating relationship. And that was the first time in my life I understood, because her culture is from outside the US. I understood, oh, so what I feel and being vulnerable, drawn to, and admiring doesn't have to have anything to do with intimacy and beyond. It can just
The physical intimacy.
physical intimacy, correct. It can be the pureness of what it is and that we get to exchange on the planet. And
Mhm.
that was one of the first moments where I began to understand, wait a minute, I can and should be attracted to people. And it has nothing to do with physical intimacy. And when I began to really accept that and adopt that in my life, that's all of a sudden when I began to go, wait a minute, I really do have people I need, glad they're in my life, and it's pure. And it was through those relationships that I began to discover my vulnerability, because I was understanding this is my ally and I didn't want to do anything to ruin it. So I had to learn to taper myself at one point early on until I began to dive in deeper, Kaz, and realize, hold on, this person's in my life to help me. And when I had that pure understanding, there was no need to taper myself. I could admire their beauty and in the same breath exhale without desire.
Yes. And to turn around and tell a friend, I love you, is so shocking to most Westerners,
I know it's weird.
right?
Yeah.
But what's wrong in telling somebody I love you because you're my friend?
Yeah.
Our souls are so intertwined. We are there for each other in every sense of the word. And from that authenticity also comes love.
Mhm.
And love, English has only one word for love, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's in Greek or Latin or any other language, there are lots of different words for love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because there is only one word, it's hard to explain what that love is.
Yeah.
So, I, being a Hindu, what I do is I quote Corinthians 13.7, that love is healing. Love doesn't judge. Love is not prone to anger.
Right.
Love is healing, right?
Right.
And of faith, hope, and love. Love is the most powerful,
That's correct.
but when it comes from a place of authenticity.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. And so inside of that, Kaz, and this conversation around allyship and needing women, one of the things that I'm so, I don't know at what age I learned it, but if we pervert the love, then not only do we ruin the relationship, but we ruin families, lives, individuals, our own soul, our own opportunities, and our own communities because we didn't have enough wherewithal to appreciate, respect, and love wholly the gift that was able to be a part of our exchange and experience in life. And until men begin to understand that the women placed in your life, that you're also placed in their life as an exchange, then these opportunities will never be figured out. And we'll constantly live from the space of blaming someone else for what we did or didn't do.
Yeah.
In the men's conversation, I imagine we'll get here today in this as well. I'm gonna let you, you're leading, but in the men's conversation, and being a modern man, we talked about the necessity for a modern man. It has to start with his being, the being of who he is. How do you see that playing for women who are watching this particular episode and or men who may be interacting with a woman who may or may not know her being? How does that work? What are your thoughts?
So the man who's a modern man who's connected to his being from his place of authenticity has the opportunity to influence the woman and help her get to her being so that she can show up as a whole to be for him, but after being there for her. A woman who cannot know herself and cannot be her for herself cannot be there for you.
So good.
Right? And this happens in parenting too, right? I grew up in an environment where I had to figure out a way to become a parent to my parents and parent to my siblings. And I learned very young just because my mother carried me to term and my father sired me and he provided for the first 16 years of my life before I left the war-torn country. They're not perfect. They're still trying to figure their stuff out.
Sure.
And if I, as a child, could figure out who I am as a being, then I had the power to show up for my mother the way she needed to be supported. I had the power to show up for my father in order to make sure I supported him. And that's where I learned the importance of a female grounded in her being, showing up in her power without judging a man, to allow him to find himself and be himself. My first practice was with my father.
That's so cool.
And so, because it was with my father, I also learned that it has nothing to do with sexuality.
Correct. Correct. It's good. When I think about the allyship in this relationship, we started off talking about women or the pathway into this realm of living. I want to throw this at men. He has to supply the seed for her to have something to work with. If you are not in healthy relationship with women, then you miss the opportunities for the seed of vision, for the seed of your existence and in your individual role on the planet. You miss the opportunity to connect with others, with women who have the capacity to take something, be with it, nurture it, and give you something completely different, broader, or physical and full manifestation because of your lack of awareness of how they fit in society.
Yeah.
That's
So sometimes I run into scenarios where, because men feel like their job, their position, their access, or their looks gives them the right to charm. And I always laughingly say, you know what? I know you're so used to charming women. You're not going to charm me. You're going to have to show up in your authentic self. And in the process, I'm going to push you. You're going to get mad at me. I am going to be royally angry with you, but that's all okay. Because all of that is besides the fact that we both need to figure out a way to show up as our being so that together we can bring out the best in the journey we're in. This journey may be for a season, it may be a masterclass for a particular purpose. None of that matters.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the reality is that we are here, we are now. And as long as you know I'm not charmed, they always laugh. As long as you know I'm not charmed and I'm not falling for you, but we have a larger purpose, let's build on it. And the woman having the courage and the grace to say that without insulting the man is also important.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love you keep real because like I had to learn from a woman. I told you I learned from a woman that hey, this is not that.
Mhm.
I love you. You're amazing, but this is not that. And it was like, how
I
can I?
know this woman, right? So I know her. I know who she is. I know the relationship, right?
No, this is a different one.
Oh, different one? Okay.
This is like 18 years ago.
Okay.
18 years ago, 15, 18 years ago, somewhere around there. But it created a deeper dimension. And since that time, I've now the role of the man being protector, I know now how to protect because I'm looking out for the good of both of us and I don't want to ruin the vibration that brought us together. Now, when I'm attracted to a woman, oh, I'm excited. I'm going to go talk to her for the most part. Why? Because I understand that my natural attraction is the spiritual connection pulling. Now, if she's fine, she's fine. But I have fine friends, and it's still not that. I can
Mhm.
sort and see more clearly. Hey, I'm drawn to you. Don't know what it is. It's probably not worried about that. But let's discover what it is because there's something beautiful here. And believe it or not, so many have fallen off the way because they don't know how to respond to me because they've
Oh,
not been in experiences like that. And I just like
absolutely. I mean, that's exactly how you and I met, right? You saw me on a show and it resonated for you. You actually picked up and called the show.
that's exactly right. I was like, I need to know her. And
Yeah.
because you are in your awareness, we were able to connect and start beautiful projects, touch lives, and are still continuing to build amazing things because we're not worried about or lost in this low level vibration of our existence.
Mhm. Yeah. So in my part of the we call it chakras, right? If you are
Mm,
able to elevate to your third eye chakra,
right.
you're in a stage of intuition, vibration, and
Mm,
channeling and attracting. If you're in your root chakra, then everything for you revolves around sexuality. You're living below your waist. That's the only term I'm going to use on a
good,
broadcast show here, right?
good, good.
So it doesn't mean you're bad. It just
No,
means you're not evolved from an awareness perspective. And that's okay, no judgment. But it's only going to work for other people in that same stage to be in relationship with you.
actually, can I make a statement?
Yeah.
It is all good, and there's not judgment about you as an individual, but ladies, men, it is judgment who you should be partnered with. Because if that's the extent of your relationship, then you're missing an entire world of possibility that the universe has intended for you to express in this life through the person you partner with. As a matter of fact, Dr. Cass said in the show with the men, she said she gave us a few different areas that will define your finances and your success more than your finances. And that's number one, who are you? Number two, preserving your being, mind, body, and spirit. And then who you partner with, who you partner with. And I'm bringing that here, the who you partner with. If that's the extent to which they can stimulate, grow, and exchange with you, then you are probably not going to have the most beautiful expression that is designed for you. You're going to have a lower state, lower vibration, experiencing everyday issues that mean nothing and likely be unsuccessful. That's good, Doc. This is good.
Imagine a man who's so centered in his being, who knows vibrationally what he needs, and builds a relationship, builds a business with a woman, and is comfortable to lean in and let the woman take some of the burden, including the financial,
Absolutely.
while he drives the creative.
Absolutely.
Imagine the power it gives that business
Absolutely.
and the respect and the elevation they both get.
Yes.
And when they show up together, the authenticity the outsiders see and the ability to command investment.
Yep.
This works in business, not just in personal.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's so good. It's got me thinking about some of the, like you being an ally with me. I'm like, oh, thank God, because there's a whole world I know nothing about, and she's like, Dr. Kaz is so far advanced there. And then I think about others who would like to be partners, and I'm like, because you may have the skill, but where we need to be vibrationally, it would not work. I've been in that too, having seen the other side. But I think ultimately redefining the norms. As a matter of fact, Dr. Kess, the question I have for you is this. I've had conversations with good friends of mine about this topic. And like many men, he has been jaded by the society in which he grew up in and doesn't. So, and while what I was saying made sense to him, it did not seem real world applicable in Western society. What are your thoughts for helping us, I'll use the term heal, and begin to bring proper balance back so that we can collectively win? As a matter of fact, in the climate that we're currently in the United States, if we don't do that, we will crumble far more quickly because we're doing it as individuals or we're not caring about the other. What are your
I know. And we've set up society in a way that women felt that men took advantage of them. And now the pendulum is swinging, and women feel that they must diminish and minimize and take advantage of men. And if you become those who oppressed you, you really know better,
good?
right? So, my reason I work with women, in addition to creating this man space, is women have an equal and compatible responsibility to get to that middle ground. Men can't do this on their own.
Yeah.
And women have been raised for generations to be a good girl, be pretty, even if it means put everything artificial on your face at night. When you take everything off, you don't even look like you, right? The eyelashes are not yours. The hair is not yours. Nothing is yours, right? Why go there when each of us can show up authentically and respect each other
Yeah.
for who they are? I mean, if you see a black puppy and a brown puppy and a white puppy and a spotted puppy and a puppy without a tail, are you going to treat the puppy without a tail mean and a black puppy really horrible? No, they're all puppies, right?
Right.
The emotions that the puppies evoke in you is the same because you're allowing it. What if we do the same with all humans? And if we can do the same with all humans, getting past the gender
Mm,
and the trappings,
yeah.
does it matter if the guy is wearing just cargo shorts and a t-shirt
Yeah.
instead of a three-piece suit?
Yeah.
How do you know that suit was not bought at a thrift store? Right? And don't judge him by the car he drives. He might be living in a trailer park. Or maybe the guy's going to get repoed next week. The guy who's taking the bus might be more frugal and his bank account might be bigger. Don't judge people.
Yeah.
Find resonance. And if men find themselves that if they don't show up in a performative way, wearing their wealth or wearing their success, women are not going to respect them or value them, then they are mingling in the wrong circles.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the story we were taught is here is this community that grows flowers and uses the flowers to make garlands for the women's hair and at the temple for the goddess and goddesses. And one day there was a storm, and the fishermen who came to sell fish couldn't leave. So the families invited him and allowed him to spend the night and share a meal with the florist family. And the fisherman was so upset because everything smelled beautiful, but it didn't smell fishy the way he likes his home to smell. So he complained and bitched and moaned, and he was happy to run away. The moral of the story is it doesn't matter what makes somebody happy. If you have an opportunity to help them, help them. But if they don't appreciate it, that is not on you.
That's right.
That's on them.
That's right.
A
Yeah.
fisherman is never going to be happy in a florist's house. A florist is never going to be happy in a fisherman's house, even though you got the best fish meal you ever had, because the environment is not going to suit you. And
Yeah.
that's okay. The fisherman can't become the florist can't become the fisherman, right? So, what if we approach life that way? We meet for a purpose, and regardless of who the other person is, live your sacred duty. be in your state of being,
Yeah.
and then go your separate ways if there is no resonance.
Yeah.
Dissonance doesn't mean I have to fight with you. I love the Kenny Rogers song, Son, You Don't Have to Fight to Be a Man, was the chorus line. Coward of the County is the song.
Okay.
And we are so caught up, and if you don't agree with me, I'm going to fight with you. Fight
But
or flight is not the option. There is a third option, right? And women naturally know this. This is where you stay and nurture and transform. You tend and befriend. And that's because women have the ability to do that as a part of their natural hormonal ability to create oxytocin, the love hormone. Tend and befriend is the action that secretes oxytocin. What if we all learned that as an art? And fight or flight is a chasing animals. If I don't beat it and kill it, I am going to get eaten mentality.
yeah.
But in modern day society, we have to tend and befriend.
Yeah. Kaz, again, just the timing of this recording. If we don't tend and befriend, we will be much more quickly at our end. This is especially in Western countries. This is critical that we find this balance of union between the genders, the energies, so that we collectively can win. It's this is a big deal. And this is so time. If you
It's a
don't
big
have
deal.
it, then you're going to, just like I tell people, if you're doing it by yourself and it's all you and no one's helping, that's because you set it up that way and it's your fault, whether you're a man or a woman. But this is not the time to be living that life. We really need one another, and it's imperative that we start reassessing the role of the women in our life and honoring them for who they are, honoring them for the life that they bring, and honoring them for the space that the universe has allowed us to connect with them.
Yeah. And it's time for women to show up and be allies of men without judgment,
That's also,
accepting for who they are in their state of being,
yes,
and allowing for their differences,
yeah,
and tending and befriending regardless. And
yeah,
I go back to the tree. You water the roots, but the roots give you nothing.
that's good.
The branches and the leaves give you shade. The flowers give you fragrance. The fruit or the vegetables give you nourishment. You don't stop watering the roots because the roots are not giving you anything. You're smart enough to know if you don't water the roots, the rest of it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Why don't you take that wisdom, because it's not just knowledge, because what Siri tells you or what ChatGPT tells you is knowledge. But if you can't turn that into wisdom
yes,
and reapply in real life, you're the tool, you're not the human.
yeah, that's good. That's good, guys. That's good.
Well, the responsibility is the woman's too.
It is.
Can the woman stay in her state of grace, in
Mhm.
her place of being, and set the boundaries for a man and say, you know what? I truly love you. Here are the reasons why, and here is the power I see in you. I'm not judging you for where you are today. I'm
Yep.
going to stand by you and I'm going to support you.
Yep. Yeah. I've been fortunate to have women in my life who love me
Mhm.
unconditionally, who have my back, who allowed me to see the power of them being an ally in the larger purposes. I would dare say more women because they can, what is it? Uh, Befriend, and what is it? What is the saying?
Tend and befriend.
They know how to tend and befriend, have given me more in terms of my success than men have. Now, that's not to say my brothers and my father and no, I have great, amazing male relationships. But by the fact that there are more women and I've had the opportunity to be around more women, I've noticed and I've grown to deeply appreciate that. But I think ultimately, as you were sharing about what men need to do and you were sharing about what women need to do, is all of us need to do this deeper work of discovering
Mhm.
who we really are and why are we connected to these people versus our fantasy and desire,
Yes.
where we can
We're
heal.
not here to use each other and we are not here in competition with each other. And taking your light out doesn't make me shine brighter.
Yeah.
When I share my light with you, we light up the runway. so that others can land.
Good.
And if we can take that visual forward,
Yeah.
we're going to build a better society
Yeah. We light up the runway so others can land. That's so good.
or
Oh,
take off. Either one is okay.
or take off. We don't miss out by not taking off because that's not our role. And I think this is so good. Whoever you are listening, there's more behind who you are. There's more, whether you're a man or a woman. And you will only cheat yes, you'll cheat others, but you will cheat yourself the most if you're trying to be something you're not and you don't take the time to nurture who you are and then share it. Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely. So, as a man who has had the benefit of female allyship and having men in your life who don't see that as possible, what are some of the reasons they fear? Because as humans, we see in this world what we carry in our heart.
Yeah.
Given.
Oh, that's so good. I think some of that, Kaz, is we're still at the root level, right?
Mhm.
And we at the root level, but then we're perceiving through this very brilliant, beautifully deceptive Western culture about roles. And so we're behaving at the lowest level of who we are according to roles, according to survival, according to trying to find a way to get by and manipulate. I think shall we say, I invite men to start having conversations with deeper women, to start having conversations with books of leaders and people who found other ways, to watch the man space, to start having deeper dialogues with people who they know think a little bit differently. Not that one's right or wrong, but to expand their horizons around what's possible. Yeah, there'll always be those who live at the base level who will only use and abuse. That's just what it is. But there are also many at a different tier who are looking to exchange and empower and thrive in a way that illuminates for you to take off. And as that happens more, or as men begin to pursue that, they're going to be shocked. And let me tell you, like I was with my friend at the beginning of the conversation, she may be amazing. She may be gorgeous. She may just be the best thing you've ever thought of. But that doesn't mean she's your partner in that regard. But she can be your partner for the success that you're up to and the fulfillment of your purpose. And that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for making that point, Marquise, because men need to come to that realization, and women should not enter relationships with men for that singular reason,
That's correct. That's
because
correct.
it takes two to tango. It
Take-
takes two to tango.
Yeah. Yeah. What can I do for myself? And how can I exchange with who you are? Yeah.
How can I show up for you so that I can demonstrate my respect for you and the way in which I want to support you? That's a gender neutral question each party needs to ask for the other.
That's good. That's really good. That's a great question. Yeah, Cass, I'm not dating right now, but that's how I approach anyone who sparks my interest. Who are you? What do you do? Tell me about you. I don't know anything about you because what I know is because I'm attracted to them doesn't mean they're my partner. Because I'm attracted to them, I might not even like them in that capacity. But if I run from it because of fear, I'll never get to know and I might miss something both for them and myself. Or if I run past the real discovery, then I might pervert it and destroy it for both of us.
Yeah, yeah,
Instead, it's neutral. Who are you? Here's who I
yeah.
am. What does this look like in exchange? And that's been my approach. And I'm telling you, Cass, in the last 4 or 5 months, women don't know how to deal with me because I'm sincere in that. I might
Yes,
physically be attracted to you, but I'm smart enough at this point in my life to know that is not a reason for me to marry you. I need to know who you are. How do you show up? How is there synergy? Is there synergy? How do I add value to who you are and what you're up to? And hopefully there's exchange, but either way, I'm drawn to
mhm,
you. So what is my gift to you? And if
yes,
out of that we discover there's more, then I'm all for it. And guess what
yeah,
else? If my belief is that in this approach, then no one's bringing anything fake to the table. We're being authentic out the gate. So if we,
absolutely.
we're already in harmony.
Yes. And it allows a married man and a married woman to build a business or something together and bring their spouses in
Yeah.
without any jealousy, without any animosity. You've been in Mike in my life. You spend a lot of time with us. Mike is very accepting of you.
He's a
You absolutely love spending time with Mike, sometimes even if I'm not there, right?
great man.
Imagine the wealth that is brought into the dynamics when we can get above our waist from our thinking perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. I remember I got to tell this quick story. It's quick. I remember a time I was working in a church and someone had just given birth and we provided food for new mothers. And this particular day, the people who would normally deliver, for whatever reason, they just were not available. So I took the food and I got a phone call while I'm sitting out the house waiting for the pregnant or recently new mother to come to the door to receive the food. You can't go in there. You can't be there. That because they were at this vibration of thinking something would happen. I'm like, I came to deliver the woman food and I'm leaving. Like I'm sitting outside.
And she
So
just had a baby. I have far more respect for a woman and
you
that
know,
stage in her life.
but we all live at different tiers.
I know.
We can expand. What a wonderful world it would be.
I
It was just one of those funny moments where I was just like, what are we talking about here? But we were talking at that base level. And I think that's where some of the people I've had conversations with is why we've had this against one another, because it's the lowest level of our existence. There's so much, and it's worth the risk, it's worth the vulnerability, it's worth the conversations.
Yeah. I always jokingly ask, where exactly is your brain? Above or below your waist?
That's good. I know they observe
I
it.
couch everything in humor.
Yeah.
They eventually get it because I'm laughing so hard, they can't get too mad at me.
Yeah. But it's making them think too.
It's making them think and it's going to keep them thinking because I made it a joke. They'll never forget it. And I didn't get mad.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So, as we wrap this up, Marquise, what is the message you want to give as
Mm,
we think about the importance and the need for women allyship from both the perspective of the man and the woman? Because it takes two.
yeah. I think from the perspective of the man, here's what I would say. All that you dream, desire, and hope to be cannot and will not ever be unless it gets to go through the hands of a woman to help you see it and birth it. Not because you're not capable. You just weren't designed to do it alone. For women, heal. Do whatever you need to do to get whole because you are in the same bucket. All that you desire to do, hope to do, and would love to do cannot happen if you're looking at the man as your enemy, if you're looking at the man as your source, versus looking at the man as another being that you get to connect with. Dr. Cass's phrase about befriend, tend, and befriend. Listen, we need it. We need what you bring. We need it. We don't. That's not germane to who we are. And so as a result, we fight and compete. We need that element that you bring. So please bring it.
Thank you so much, Marquise. And the thought I would add to that is men and women are two sides of the same coin. There
Mhm.
is no coin without the two sides.
Correct. Correct.
And if we understand that, our very existence requires the other.
Mhm.
And we are here to tend and befriend and be in our state of being without using each other, but authentically, vibrationally,
Mhm.
facilitating and supporting each other. And let the universe lead this to wherever it's intended,
Yeah.
because the universe always unfolds as it should.
Yeah.
Don't jump the gun.
Mhm.
Don't force issues that are non existent. And come from that pureness
Mm.
of not judging and being unconditional. That's where magic happens. That's absolutely where magic happens. And the magic is not different for men versus women, it's
No.
magic for every soul.
Right.
And our soul is gender free. And
Mhm.
our soul is not tied to the physical experience, by the way. The soul is tied to something deeper, and your soul is a gift from your maker. When you
Mhm.
understand that, and you understand that you are honoring the gift you were given, and
Mm.
you're sharing the light with another soul, then you allow things to take its natural course. And you always start with self respect
Yeah.
and then mutual respect. I always say if you can't respect the other, the problem is not in the other person. The problem is in you not being able to respect yourself. Self respect is the problem. Take a deep look introspectively and find your place of being, and
Yes.
then build your allyship. And
Mhm.
we all need the other. Men need women, and women need men. Without the two sides, there is no coin. So if you need to remember that, carry a coin in your pocket every time. And if you are conflicted, put your hand in your pocket and touch it and tell yourself, I just met the other side of my coin. I don't know what is going to come of it, but by God, we're going to make sure this coin is going to live its purpose.